Chapter 4. What books and burials tell us. So, dear students, today we are going to start chapter number 4 of history. What books and burials tell us. See this image of library. You can easily identify libraries. So many times you visited libraries. There are different kinds of books in the library, and among these books some religious text or religious books also are found in the library. Vedas are such religious books. So dear students, today we are going to study about Rig Veda. It is one of four Vedas. So there are four Vedas: the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda, right? The oldest Veda is the Rig Veda. It was composed in ancient form of Sanskrit language about 1500 BCE, before Christ era, or we can say about 3500 years ago. It consists of a collection of 1028 poems or hymns, also known as sukta, grouped into 10 circles, means mandalas. The hymns are in praise of various gods and goddesses. Three gods are specially important: Agni Deva, the god of fire; next, Indra, a warrior god; and Soma, a plant from which a special drink was prepared. These hymns were composed by sages, means rishis or saints. Priests taught students to recite and memorize each syllable, word, and sentence bit by bit with great care. Most of the hymns were composed, taught, and learnt by men. A few were composed by women. The Rig Veda is in Old or Vedic Sanskrit, as we have discussed, which is different from the Sanskrit you learn in school these days. The Rig Veda was preserved orally before it was written down about 300 BCE. It means the Rig Veda was recited and heard rather than read. It was written down several centuries after it was first composed and printed less than 200 years ago. The next topic: how historians study the Rig Veda. As we have discussed that Rig Veda was not in written form, it was just only recited and sung, right, and heard. But how historians study the Rig Veda? Historians, like archaeologists, find out about the past, but in addition to material remains, they examine written sources as well. Let's see how they study the Rig Veda. Some of the hymns in the Rig Veda are in the form of dialogues. This is a part of one such hymn, a dialogue between a sage named Vishwamitra and two rivers, Byas and Setlas, that were worshipped as goddesses. So we can see here Vishwamitra and the rivers. Vishwamitra is saying, "O rivers, come down from the mountains like two swift horses, like two shining cows that lick their calves. You move like chariots to the sea. Through the power of Indra, you are full of water and wish to unite with one another." The rivers are saying, "We, who are full of water, move along the path the gods have made for us. Once we start flowing, we cannot be stopped. Why do you pray to us, O sages?" Vishwamitra is saying again in this text, "O sisters, please listen to me. The singer who has come from a distance with his chariots and carts. Let your waters not rise above our axles, so that we can cross safely." The rivers are saying, "We will listen to your prayers so that you can cross safely." So in this way we can say that Vishwamitra and the rivers, on the basis of this dialogue, we can easily estimate that how the rivers were worshipped as goddesses. Other rivers, especially the Indus and its other tributaries and the Saraswati, are also named in the hymns. The Ganga and Yamuna are named only once. You have to remember, the Ganga and Yamuna are named only once. Dear students, this is a page from manuscript of the Rig Veda. Like this, other pages are found. This manuscript of the Rig Veda on birch bark was found in Kashmir. About 150 years ago, it was used to prepare one of the earliest printed texts of the Rig Veda, as well as an English translation. It is now preserved in a library in Pune, Maharashtra. And now let's discuss about the families of languages. Sanskrit and other languages. Sanskrit is a part of a family of languages known as Indo-European family. Some Indian languages such as Assamese, Gujarati, Hindi, Kashmiri and Sindhi, Asian languages such as Persian and many European languages such as English, French, German, Greek, Italian and Spanish belong to this family. They are called a family because they originally had words in common. For example, take this example of word matra. Matra in Sanskrit, ma in Hindi and mother in English. All these words are looking like similar and they have the same meaning, right? Other languages used in the subcontinent belong to different families. For example, those used in the northeast belong to the Tibeto-Burman family like Garo, Hajong, Mizo, Manipuri, Tripuri, Khasi language. These kinds of languages are of Tibeto-Burman family. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam belong to the Dravidian family, right? And the languages spoken in Jharkhand and parts of central India belong to the Austro-Asiatic family. And now students will discuss about the next topic. The topic is cattle, horses and chariots. In this topic we will discuss that how the wars were fought and why these wars were fought by the people. And most of the wars were fought by men and there were no regular army, but there were assemblies where people met and discussed matters of war and peace. They also chose leaders who were often brave and skillful warriors. So there are many prayers in the Rig Veda for cattle, children, especially sons, and horses. Horses were yoked to chariots that were used in battles, which were fought to capture cattle. Means cattle means was considered as wealth, right? So battles were also fought for land, which was important for pasture, right? And for growing hardy crops that ripened quickly, such as barley. Some battles were fought for water and to capture people. Some of the wealth that was obtained was kept by the leaders, some was given to the priest, and the rest was distributed amongst the people. Some wealth was used for the performance of yajnas, means yagyas, or sacrifices, means other ritual practices like that, in which offerings were made into the fire. These were meant for gods and goddesses. Offerings could include ghee, grain, and in some cases animals. So these things were considered as offerings to gods and goddesses. So dear students, this was the first part of this chapter today we discussed, and in next video we will discuss about the rest of the parts of this chapter. You have to revise this topic by watching this video again and read the topic from the text or PDF. Thank you. Have a nice day.